Fine. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You once again welcome in this lecture. Okay, I'm Mr. Wele. Okay, so here is my contact. Mr. Wele, I'm an English teacher. Okay, at DC. So today we are here. Okay, to continue what we have started. Okay, I mean since I don't remember anymore. Okay, so that's it. So first of all, I would like to send my lovely greeting to the initiator of this project, that is Mr. Rafe. I will also like to greet you, the director of this channel, you who has been, helping us, okay, in a way or the other, for us to achieve the goal that we have. That is the success of our dear class, students or pupils. So that's it. Now, today, especially, we are going to tackle a point, okay, a grammar point, and this is about asking questions. In fact, most of the time, you people who are watching me at home right now, I'm talking about you. Most of the time, you take it as if, okay, it was a question tag, but they are different. They are different exercises. I don't know whether you are following. Now, before we go into the depth of these subjects or of this lecture or this exercise we are going to have right away, let us remind, okay, those who are following us of what we did last time. Last time I was here with you, okay. We talked about translation. Yes, this is what I would like to say, in fact. So we talked about translation, and I told you that when you want to translate a text, you have to bear in mind that the text you are translating, okay, has a meaning, has a sense, okay, has the meaning, and you want people to get that meaning. That's why you are translating the text. So this is what you have to bear in mind first. There are some people, okay, who do not care about the meaning of the text. Once they have the text in their hands, what do? They just start, translating word by word. When they find, for instance, ask, they will say demand. Question, they will say question. Based, they will say basé. So on, so forth. But if you translate it this way, you will not achieve your goal, which is in fact to help people understand what you are translating. Then I said it last time that we shall not base on the number of words that, okay, make up, the text, but you rather, based on the meaning. I don't know whether you are following the meaning, okay? So I gave some examples last time, and you have to follow these examples, okay, while doing, working, so you can, achieve these goals without, any problem. Now, let us come back to today's exercise. Today's exercise is entitled Asking Questions. Okay, asking questions. So I say that asking question, in fact, is part of grammar exercises. Okay, in English, of course. And here we have a number of exercises, okay, that we are going to work out together, and through this you can get very well what I want you to get this evening. Now, asking question. How is this presented? What I want you, okay, to get in this exercise or in this kind of revision is the way you ask a question based on some elements of a sentence. Are you following? That is, we have a sentence, and then you are asked, okay, to put a question based on some elements, okay, in the sentence. So this means that when you put your question, we have, okay, to see, okay, that sentence as an answer. In other words, the sentence in the starting point must be an answer for the question you are going to put. So this is the exercise. Okay, so you can see that it is different from question tag. Okay, it is far away from question tag. Now, when we have for instance, okay, as I said it, we are going to have this lecture or this kind of exercise through a number of okay, sentences that we have here. Now, ask questions. Ask questions. Okay. Based on the underlying words in these sentences. Okay, ask questions, okay, based on the underlined words in these sentences, which means what? We are going to have a certain number of sentences, and we will underline some words. This is what I said earlier on, that there are some elements, okay, there are some elements on which you will base yourself to put your question. Then here, for instance, we have number one, which says the to visit. Des visites as twice a week. They visit us twice a week. So in this sentence, for instance, twice a week is underlined. Twice a week is underlined. And here, before you can be able to, okay, succeed this kind of exercise, you have to understand the meaning of this word. Twice. Twice means what? What does it mean in fact? Okay, twice means two times. Two times. Okay, two times. I don't know whether you are following. So twice means two times. Now, based on twice a week, you are going to put your question. And if you put your question, make sure that the answer is twice a week. Are you following? Voila. I would like to go a little bit in French for you to understand, especially you people, okay, from French-speaking countries. Now, they visit us twice a week. Je disais que comment faire pour poser une question en se basant sur ces éléments, ok, de la phrase, ok. C'est en fait un exercice, ok, de la grammaire. Eh bien, l'objectif à ce niveau est de poser une question en se basant sur les mots qui sont soulignés dans la phrase. Eh bien, lorsque vous posez bien votre question, nous devons avoir ceci comme réponse. Est-ce que vous voyez? Nous devons avoir ceci comme réponse. Là, c'est ça. C'est ça. Maintenant, si c'était ça, ce qu'on a souligné, vous voyez qu'il y aura une autre question. Ça ne serait plus la même question. Est-ce que vous suivez? Donc, c'est un peu ce que nous sommes en train de faire cette soirée. Voilà. Maintenant, que c'est ce qui est souligné, twice a week, qui voudrait dire 2 fois par semaine. 2 fois par semaine. 2 fois dans la semaine. Est-ce que vous voyez? Donc, ça revient à poser quelques questions à ce niveau. Ça revient à poser quelques questions pour qu'on puisse répondre 2 fois dans la semaine. Ok? Ils nous rendent visite 2 fois par semaine. Ils nous rendent visite 2 fois par semaine. 2 fois dans la semaine. Est-ce que vous voyez? Maintenant, quelles questions faut-il poser pour qu'on ait cette phrase comme réponse? Surtout en se basant sur la partie qui est soulignée. 2 fois par semaine. Ok? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Ok? Which is countable in fact. Okay? Countable in fact. So we are going to base on this one to put our question. Then the question becomes what? How many time? How many time? Okay, do they visit? Do they visit you? In fact, you. Question mark. Okay. Then we have how many times do they visit you? And the answer is they visit us twice a week. Ok? Combien de fois? Ok? Combien de fois? In French, ça fait combien de fois nous visite-t-il? Nous visite-t-il? Et ce visite, vous voyez comment est-ce qu'il faut l'accorder? Nous visite-t-il? Ce til, c'est ils. Est-ce que vous voyez? Donc c'est un peu cela. C'est ce qui se passe ici. Ok? Then you have how many times do they visit us? C'est tout l'exercice. Eh bien, vous allez voir que c'est différent du question tag. C'est différent du question tag, mes amis. Ok? Puisque la plupart des temps, vous confondez les choses. Lorsque nous faisons ceci, vous pensez que c'est plutôt le question tag. Et là, vous faites plutôt le question tag au lieu de faire ce qu'on vous demande de faire. Est-ce que vous voyez? Voilà. Donc, c'est ça en fait. How many times do they visit you? Ok? Voilà. Et la réponse maintenant est they visit us twice a week. Est-ce que vous voyez? Voilà. Combien de fois? Ok? So on, so forth. Now, when we live here, we have another example. Laptops. Here, for instance, we have another option. Here, for instance, you can say, how often, okay, how often do they visit you? C'est aussi possible. Est-ce que vous voyez? How often do they visit you? How often do they visit you? Et là, on peut répondre à cette question en disant, they visit us twice a week. Twice a week. That is 2 times, okay, in a week. Donc, c'est un peu cela. Maintenant, nous avons laptops. Laptops have been, okay, have been sent to your school. To your school, or let us say to our school. Okay, laptops have been sent to our school. These two, for instance, is a sentence, and here we have laptops. Okay, laptops, which is underlined. We consider it as a word. Okay, then laptops is underlined here. Now we want to put a question basing on laptops. So when we take laptops, for instance, laptops is an object. In fact, are you following? A machine, which is an object. Are you following? It's not a human being. Laptop is not a human being. Okay, it's different from a human being. Then laptop is an object. So what, okay, is the question word are you going to use here? Here we will use what, and then the answer is what. So let us stop a little bit here. What? The students which are not well informed will say what have okay, what have been sent to your school, okay, what have been sent to your school. But look at here, have, what, does it tell you something? When you look at this, for instance, what, have, in French we will say qu'est-ce qui a été envoyé. Are you following? Qu'est-ce qui a été envoyé? Eh bien, we are using singular. We are using singular. Ok? Qu'est-ce qui a été envoyé? Et on peut répondre un bic, des bics. Ok? Voilà. Donc, à ce niveau, il est préférable que vous utilisiez has. Okay? Then we have has. What has been sent to you, to your school? Are you following? What has been sent to your school? And then we have the answer, which is laptops. Laptops. Very simple. Laptops. That's it. Laptops. So that's it. You have to pay attention. When you have this kind of exercise before you, okay, you do not need to be, in a hurry. Okay, it is true that it is, you are following, you are given an hour, and then you have to be quick. But being quick does not mean that you have to do it the way you want. No, you have to pay attention to what is asked on the paper before you can, succeed in doing it. So that's it. Most of the time, our students, they are, in hurry. Okay. Perhaps they think the thing is very easy. It's very easy, and then in hurry they do it the way they like, and unfortunately they fail. They fail. When they come out of the exam room, they say, I did it well. I got the lecturer. Yeah, I got him. But in fact, he failed or she failed. Okay? He failed the work. I don't know whether you are following. That's it. So you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. Okay? You just go slowly and surely it's better for you. As I said earlier on, they do it that way. Okay? And they fell easily. They fell easily, but they will say that, I got him. So, when we come back to number 3, number 3 says, the teacher, okay, the teacher is 5 feet 3 inches. 3 inches tall. The teacher is 5 feet 3 inches tall. So here 5 feet 3 inches tall. 5 feet 3 inches is underlined. Okay. Then here you can see that we are referring to the height of somebody. The height of somebody. The height of somebody. Okay? This is what we call la taille. Est-ce que vous suivez? La taille. Then we are going to put a question in such a way that we have 5 feet 3 inches tall as an answer. Okay? Then here, very simple, we can do it this way. How tall is the teacher? How tall is the teacher? Very simple. How tall is the teacher? Very, very simple. Or what is the height of the teacher? This one too is possible. Okay? Then you can say, how tall is the teacher? Or what is the height of the teacher? The height or even the tallness. The tallness, it does exist. Okay? The tallness of the teacher. What is the height or the tallness of the teacher? You see? So that's it. And very simple, you can do your exercise. Now, number 4. I'm just trying to give you the possibility that you may encounter, okay, that you may come across, okay. Then we have, for instance, here we have the case of tie. Here an object, okay. Here an object, and here the height. So number 4 is about price. Okay, the phone is 45,000 francs CFA. Okay, not naira or cedis. Here we use CFA. Then the phone is 45,000 francs CFA. Then 45,000 francs CFA is underlined. So this is the simplest. Are you following? Yeah, that is, there is anything, okay, we don't have anything, okay, I don't know how to explain it to you, but this is the simplest, okay, in these kind of exercises, because we used to use it every day. Then here, what will be the answer? This one I don't want to do it because I know everybody can do it. Okay, so this is a price. 45,000 francs is a price, in fact. Then how much is the phone? How much is the phone? When you go, for instance, to the market, this is the way you will ask. Okay, when you see, okay, commodities before you, how much is this? 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 And they will give you the different or the various prices. Are you following? Then how much is the phone? How much is the phone? This is very, very, okay, simple, easy. Okay. Now, let us carry on with another example. Another example. Mr. Wele. Mr. Wele bought a new car. A new car last week. Mr. Wele bought a new car last week. So here, for instance, we underline a new car. Okay? So here, a new car is what, in fact? A new car is an object. Are you following? A car is not a human being. A car, that is boom, boom, boom. Okay, boom. You know it. A car is a boom, boom, boom. Okay. So, a car is not a human being. A car is an object. Then we have as an answer, okay, what did Mr. Wele bought? Last week. What did Mr. Wele bought last week? Is it correct, this sentence? I am afraid this is not correct. Are you following? This is not correct. You see, we have did, and we are saying but. Some students, this is what they do. And when they come out of the class or the exam, at the end of the exam, they will say, I succeeded. I did everything, well, clean. But he is forgetting that he did not work on the tense. So the tense also can, harm you as far as these kind of exercises are concerned, okay, the tenses can harm you. Okay, they failed the thing, in fact, but they will come and tell you that they succeeded, but they failed it. So look at it very well. Since we've used did here, we shall not use but anymore here, but rather by, to buy, okay, to buy last week. Okay, these kind of rules are taught in let me say 6e, 5e, whatever. Okay, that's it. We are no more talking about it here. Okay, yeah, and I do. Okay, I'm convinced that you know them. Okay, so that's it. What did Mr. Wele buy last week? We shall not say what did Mr. Wele bought. No, it does not exist. It's not correct. I'm afraid of it. Okay, you rather say what did Mr. Wele buy? Are you following? Because of the did. Okay, so as I said earlier on, these are some rules that we have already learned in the preceding classes. Okay, the previous classes. Now this is also a case. Okay, now after this we have another one. Which is number 6. Number 6. Koku, or let me say Coco. Do you know Coco? Coco. Or I should rather write Afe. Afe. Do you know Afe? The initiator of this project. The initiator, okay, of this project. So Afe lost his green, okay, pen yesterday. Afe lost his green pen yesterday. Are you following? So here, for instance, we underline green. Green is what? Green is a color, in fact. Are you following? So his green pen. Are you following? Now let us consider this. We have, for instance, green. Let us consider this. Okay, Mr. Afe has 3 pens. A green one, a white one, and a red one. A red one. Are you following? Now he has lost, or he lost the green pen. Okay, now here is the group of pens, okay, Mr. Afe has. Then he lost the green one. So to put the question, what are you going to say, my dear people? What are you going to say? Shall you say, what is the color of the pen that Afe lost? Or what are you going to say? Because we are talking about colors. Okay? Yeah. So I'm sure that you who is watching me, I'm talking about you. Yes, look at me. You will say, what is the color of the pen that Afe lost? Okay? Which for me is not, correct. Which for me is not correct. Yeah. Which for me is not correct. It may be correct, but it does not sound, well in my ears. Okay? But if you say, for instance, which pen, okay, which pen did Afe, which pen did Afe, problem of tense is still here. Okay, Afe lose, to lose. Which pen did Afe lose yesterday? This one is more interesting than the other one. What is the color of the pen that Afe lost yesterday? You see that you are complicating, things. You are complicating things for yourself. Then simply say, okay, which pen? Because that's why I gave you these examples. These 3 examples here. A green pen. He has, for instance, green. He has a white. He has a red one. Okay, then he has 3 pens. Then instead of saying complicating your life by saying, for instance, what is the color of Afe's pen, or the color of the pen that Afe lost yesterday, you simply say, which pen did Afe lose? I know that you will not say, did he lost? Will you? No, you won't. So, which pen did Afe lose yesterday? Full stop. And then, you are free. You are free. So, let us continue. You see that we are discovering things. Okay? When we take, for instance, an example, I prepared it in such a way that we come across, many traps. Okay? Many traps that we may face at the time of examination. Then, if a student watched me carefully this evening, the latter will, come out of the trouble that this kind of exercise may cause him or her during examination. Okay? Yeah. Then we have another one. We have another one. Here is a matter of distance. Kumakonda. Who knows Kumakonda? Kumakonda or Kumakonda, I don't know the pronunciation. What I know is it is a place, in fact. Kumakonda is 300 kilometers from Lomé. So Kumakonda is a place here in Togo. And Lomé is the capital city of Togo. Okay, Lomé. So Kumakonda is a place. Are you following? Kumakonda is a place here in Togo, and Lomé is a city here in Togo. Now, Kumakonda is 300 kilometers from Togo. Are you following? Then here, for instance, we can underline 3 kilometers. Are you following? Then here, we are working, okay, on distance here. Distance. Okay, distance. And we can have an adjective that can serve us here easily. That's why you have to be clever. You have to be somebody who is, clever enough, okay, to come out of any situation. Are you following? Any situation, you have to be clever enough. So here, for instance, what do you have to do? You just look for an adjective, okay, which is far. Okay, far. Now, as I said, it is a matter of distance. So somebody may say, for instance, what is the distance from Kumakonda to Lomé? What is the distance from Kumakonda to Lomé? Okay, what is the distance from Kumakonda to Lomé? Now, here, as I said, it is a distance, okay, but it is better you say, for instance, how is it? Okay, how is it? Okay, far. How is it far from Kumakonda to Lomé? How is it far from Kumakonda to Lomé? That's it. How is it far from Kumakonda to Lomé? And that's it. The answer will be 300 kilometers. Very simple. Very, very simple. Now, the last one. Let us stop here, okay? By this one. Let us finish with this and then we stop for today. Are you following? Now, 8. Mr. Alabwe. Do you know Mr. Alabwe? Mr. Alabwe is an English teacher. Okay? Let's say Mr. Alabwe is a teacher. That is my last sentence. Mr. Alabwe is a teacher. Okay? Or Mr. Antaro. I think that is the name, Mr. Antaro. Isn't it? So, Mr. Antaro or Mr. Alabwe is a teacher. Okay? Or let us say Mr. Coco. Mr. Coco, you know him? Is a teacher. Is a teacher. He is coming. Okay, just after me, I think he is coming to teach, okay, our junior brothers. So, Mr. Coco is a teacher. Then here, for instance, we underline a teacher. A teacher. Are you following? We underline a teacher. So, here, When you meet someone and you want to know the profession or the job the person does, what do we say? Often we say, what do you do? What do you do? Okay? What do you do? This is what we used to say. What do you do? Okay? But here for instance, Mr. Coco is a teacher. Okay? Then the question here is very simple. What is Mr. Coco? Very simple. What is Mr. Coco? And you will say, for instance, that what is used for object. In this case, no. In this case, no. Okay? In this case, no. The word, in fact, is not used for Mr. Coco, but the profession, his profession, what he does. Are you following? What he does. Okay? So when we say a teacher is a common noun, if I can say it that way. Are you following? Yes. But we cannot say that, okay? I think you understand. Most of the time, if you want to explain more, you finally, dirty what you have been doing. Then let me say it very simple this way, that the right answer here is what is Mr. Coco? Mr. Coco. Yeah, Mr. Coco. Okay? And the answer is a teacher. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for following. Thank you for watching me this this very day. I'm very glad, and I'm sure that you will succeed once you practice, once you are following, and once you are you are working hard to succeed. The Almighty God will help you, since you are making efforts, since you are struggling to succeed. No matter the effects of COVID-19, you will succeed by the grace of God. Then, thank you. As a reminder, my name is Mr. Wele, and this is my contact: 933370204 or 98510782. For anything, any question, okay, you may send me a message, okay, on these two numbers, and we can help you. Now, pour nos sponsors, nous vous attendons, et je crois que si vous nous aidez, nous irons jusqu'au bout. D'ici là, portez-vous bien et à la prochaine fois. Bye bye.